All right, let's see here. I am here. So I know that I lost a piece of paper. I will use my mask. My camera's crooked, and I know it's crooked. It's just driving me a little bit crazy to know that I can't find the remote to adjust my camera. Huh, I found it. There we go. Oh, maybe get my feet in the shot. There we go. Now, which way do we need to tilt the box? That way. I'm not exactly sure why I'm so crooked this morning, but I can make jokes. I think that kind of straightens me out. Oh, right. Oh, let's see, which way can I pivot this? All right, I think we have just about everything plugged back in. Got a little discombobulated. Need that. Don't need that. All right. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let's see, it's August 25th. Welcome to Lebanon Senior Center Chair Chi Morning Exercise Program. And I'm Rebecca. I'll be your host today. Trying something a little different. Trying to play some music in the background. I don't know if it is going to come through or not, but you know, kind of mix it up a little bit. We've never had music during class before, but we thought we would try today since I've got my lovely wireless mic on, and maybe we can pick up 2 cents. Okay, we will go ahead and get started. We always start with some deep breathing. Joining us for the first time, definitely go at your own pace. If you can't do the full length of exercises, do what you can. You can always stop to take a break. Hopefully drink a little water beforehand. Definitely drink some water after. And let's get started. All right, when we do our breathing, we want you to take a deep breath. Like really fill your abdomen with air. So deep breath in. And out. And in. And out. And in. Out. Really try to let those stressors go. Out. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and let our head fall forward. It might reach your chest, it might not. Just letting gravity pull on it a little bit. You're ready? We're going to stretch on it to the side, roll it to the side, roll it back the other direction. Nice arcing motion of your neck. And as you return to the center, go ahead and lift your head up. let it fall to one side. Again, don't try to force your neck to go further than it wants to. Just let gravity take hold. Let it cradle your head to the side. If you do want a little more resistance, you can take your hand and place it on your head. Not pulling. I'm not trying to force my neck to go in a position it doesn't want to go in. Just relaxing. Just letting a little weight. Do a little more stretch. You can take your hand up and gently let your head come back up. When we do it on one side, we've got to do the other. So letting our neck stretch to the other side. Again, if you do want to do a little more resistance, you can just set your hand on there. It's just sitting there, giving a little more weight. And we can take our hand off our head on that side and bring our head back up. Good. Let's go ahead and bring our hands together. We are going to push our hands towards the sky. Start to stretch those shoulders, really stretching up. Bring them back down the center of our chest. Rotating our wrists so our fingers point away from us, pushing forward and pulling back in. Bringing up. Bringing back in. Forward. Back in. Come up. So we're going to separate your hands. Nice big arcing circles. Back to the center. We're going to push our fingers to one side. We're stretching our wrists and our fingers, all the ligaments and tendons. We've got arthritis. This might be a bit much in the morning, so if it is, you can go a little slow. You can always push a little more stretch after they, relax a little bit. After things get stretched out, you might be able to do just a little more. And then we're going to go the other direction. Really stretch out the fingers, palm, the wrist on our other hand as well. If you do have arthritis, this is something you could definitely do every morning when you wake up. Back to the center. We're going to pivot our fingers. So our fingers are pointing opposite directions. We're going to slide them down so our fingers are on top of each other and they're going to link together. And you're going to add a little resistance. You're going to try to pull those fingers apart. Not really. Don't put everything you've got into it. You want your fingers to stay attached. And we're going to flip them over just in case you've got one hand that's stronger than the other. We want to play fair. They both get a chance to be on top and be the dominant hand in this exercise. All right, that's great. Let's relax our hands to our sides. Let's do a little shoulder roll. Yeah. Dedicate this one to Senior Addie. This is her favorite. I love it when we get to have class together. She sits in the front row and just to watch the look on her face, this facial expression of sheer enjoyment and pleasure as she rolls her shoulders. This is her favorite thing. It's the part that sometimes hurts a little bit as things loosen up, but she enjoys them getting loosened up. All right, I do a forwards and backwards. I do one and the other. You can do them big. You can do them small. Just loosening them up. All right, I guess we're going to go ahead and do a sweeping motion across our chest here. Right arm coming across. We're going to hug that elbow into ourselves. this hand, you can pat yourself on the back for coming to class today, or give yourself a hug. It's not easy to find the motivation to get yourself to an exercise class. Good job for coming. Good job for showing up. All right, we're going to relax our hand down to our side. And of course, we're going to do the other one. Reaching across our bodies, pulling that elbow in, stretching out that shoulder. All right, we can relax that arm down to our side. You're doing really well. Okay, so of course, we kind of up top, so we're gonna start working our way down our body a little bit. Got our head, neck, our shoulders, our arms, our lungs all stretched out. Bring that hand back across the body. Instead of coming for opposite shoulder, we're gonna go opposite knee. So opposite hand, opposite knee, kind of crisscross on your body. Your posture still kind of straight, but you are gonna twist. I like to hold onto the back of my chair, not required to. It just gives me a little more leverage. And we can relax back to the front. I'm going to repeat that with the other side. My left arm's coming across to my right knee. And then I'm going to twist. All right, relaxing back to the front. Stretch out our leg now. I'm going to slide forward on my chair a little bit. Gives me a little bit more stretch when I'm on the edge of my chair. I've stretched my right leg out in front of me. You can keep your foot at a 90-degree angle, or you can point it, whichever you're more comfortable with. And if you haven't already said good morning to your toes yet, maybe you don't have socks and shoes on, this is your chance. We're going to slowly reach down, heading for those toes. If you only get to your knee, you're doing great. If you're getting to your shin, doing excellent. Reaching just a little bit further. If you get down to that ankle, you're doing awesome. Get all the way down to those toes or beyond. We're really, really proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. But it's a lot of work to keep yourself in a place where you can stretch beyond your body. Make sure you continue to breathe. Please don't hold your breath. If you need to anchor yourself because you're a little balance challenge, you can certainly do like I'm doing and have your opposite hand and knee just kind of giving you a little extra balance. If you're feeling really powerful, you can certainly get both hands in on it and reach with both hands. And when you're ready, take a deep breath. Slowly begin to work your way up. You go nice and slow. You bring that foot back in. You might have just had your heart lower on your body, and that can make your blood pressure change. So we want you to be safe when you're reaching down low. Move slowly so that you can let your body find its equilibrium again and avoid getting dizzy or lightheaded. Of course, we just did one leg. If you were fortunate enough to come to class with two, you need to switch over to your other leg. So I've stretched out my left leg in front of me. Once again, straight as you can get it. And we are going to be doing the same thing, reaching down to those toes. Again, you can brace yourself on the opposite leg. to give you a little extra bounce, or you can use both hands, totally up to you. When you're ready, you're gonna continue to breathe and just start slowly stretching downward. Doing really good. And deep breath, slowly working your way up. And you can bring that foot back in so it's underneath you. All this reaching down, my hair is starting to get a little frisky. All right, so we do a whole leg stretch, stretching down to our toes. And we're gonna focus just on the lower part. So with our knees back at a 90-degree angle, we're gonna come up on our toes, stretching them out, lowering those heels to the floor. On the toes, down to the floor. On the toes, down to the floor. Good job. Almost like you're rocking in a rocking chair. When you come up on those toes, you can start just giving your calf muscle a little bit of a squeeze. Just doing it gently at first. You really want to make sure your calf muscles getting warmed up. If you shock it all of a sudden, you might get a spasm in the leg. But if a Charlie horses the muscles, says, what the heck? They say, go gradual. All right, one more nice stretch and down. All right, remove those feet forward an inch or two. Just get it going up on our toes. We're gonna rock back on our heels. I think the camera quite angled correctly today, so you can't quite see my feet down there. I'll show you with my hands. I'm bringing my toes up to the sky, relaxing them back down. Up to the toes, down to the ground. Up, and back down. Up, and back down. Up, back down. You got that rhythm? Let's do two more. One. Last one. Nice stretch to the sky. And down. Good job. All right. Let's bring those feet back in again to 90 degrees here. We are going to do a couple of bent leg lifts. So the thing to be careful with this one is you don't want to let gravity take over. You want your body to continue to do the work. So we're going to be lifting our foot in the air. We're going to gently set it back down. Try not to make any noise at all. Just be very quiet about it. Be in control of your leg movement as you lift it up and as you lower it to the ground. Okay? This is kind of the get ready because we're going to do some more of this with a straight leg lift in a minute. So this is preparation. So if you're ready, you're going to lift one foot up off the ground and gently set it back down. Now, if you only get it half an inch off the floor, that's okay. If you get it a foot off the floor, that's awesome too. Remember, not a contest. Doing what your body is allowing you to do. That's the one you have to work with. I can tell you I'm a lot more in control of my right leg than my left leg. All right, let's do one more each side. Good job. All right, let's bring our feet together. We're gonna relax our knees apart. Think if you were sitting on the floor, you were in yoga class, you might be doing a little yoga butterfly pose. Just pushing those knees away from each other. Some people don't really feel this stretch because you've got a lot of stretch still in your hips and pelvic floor. You have some people who've had surgeries on their hips that really feel this one. They have to work their way up to getting to do this stretch. So if you're one of those people, take it easy. Remember, again, not a competition. Might just be this is where you're at today and this is the stretch you get. Don't want you to feel pain. That's not the point. If you feel pain, one, it's not your body's trying to tell you something. And two, that's not what we don't want you to do. Definitely not a no pain, no gain scenario. We want no pain, period. So just do a little less. Work your way up over time. All right, we'll bring those knees back together. And we're gonna move our feet apart, all right? So the reverse of that butterfly pose is, I guess, trying to hold a ball between your knees, all right? Think of it as a party game. You're trying to hold a golf ball or a stress ball between your knees. You're gonna see who can do it the longest and not drop it. So you get your ball right between your knees and you're gonna hold it tight. You gotta squeeze those legs together so you don't drop it. All right, relax those legs back down. Good job. All right, I'm gonna resituate myself on my chair. I get a little excited and don't want to fall off, but I am stretching my right leg back out in front of me. Again, my left leg's my anchor here, just helping me make sure I'm balanced, because this right leg's about to come off the floor. So now we're gonna do another leg lift. This is our straight leg lift, also lovingly referred to as the anti-gravity leg lift. Once we lift our foot up off the floor, it's going to be our goal not to set it back down on the floor until we're finished with the exercise. So you'll be lifting your foot up in the air, slowly lowering it toward the ground, trying to avoid touching the floor, and then lifting your leg right back up. Really creates resistance in the front and back of your leg as you're working to stay in control and to keep that leg in the air. So when you're ready, we're going to lift that foot up off the floor and gently lower it back toward the floor. Then bring it back up again. Slowly going down toward the floor. Back up. You can match your breathing to the motion. Let's do two more on this leg. There's one. There's two. And slowly, slowly, slowly lower it to the ground. Good job. Touchdown. All right. Excellent job with leg number one. Once again, if you brought two legs to class with you, you're going to get to do this twice. So my right leg's been drawn in, my left leg's now stretched out. When you're ready, we're going to lift that left leg off the ground. Slowly lowering it back down. And lift it back up again. And it's good to go nice and slow. Let you have that resistance to gravity. You do them fast, you're just using the physics of momentum to do some of the work for you. When you're exercising, you really want the body to do the work. You get more benefit out of it. Ready for 2 more on this side. 1 and 2, slowly going down. There you go. Whew. Good job. Bring that leg back in. You can shake them out, jiggle them out if you need to. Do an excellent job today. Let's see, we haven't, I don't think, done our bears in the river, and you're a bear getting the end of summertime. You really have to horn up and try to get some additional calories. So you might still be full, but you've got a lot of eating to do, a lot of fat to put on. I've never been told I have a lot of fat to put on. All right, but you're a hungry bear getting ready for winter, so I didn't hear you. I need a better bear growl. Come on, give me the bear growl. All right, there you go. Bear growl it is. You're a hungry, mean-looking bear, and you want the berries. You're in the mood for a fish today. So you're going to dive into that cold stream or that lake, and you need to do big stretching, paddling motions with those limbs, those claws, just shredding through the water. You're a powerful, powerful bear. Yeah, there you go. If you're the powerful, powerful bear, you might scare off the fishermen. So if they see the bear joining them, they might decide they need to row and get out of that lake or that river and let the bears have that particular spot. So as you're rowing away, do a nice big arm motion, arm circle, and think about trying to pinch your shoulder blades in the back. Really opening up that chest, working the shoulder muscles and chest muscles and upper back muscles. Doing really good. Yeah. All right, one big more pull. Oh, there you go. You made it to shore where you're nice and safe. And since you're nice and safe on the shore, and fishing was kind of a bust in the bears, why don't we go for a walk in your orchard? Your orchard that grows so big and tall. You have quite the green thumb. You take really good care of those trees, raking in those leaves. And once in a while you get to go harvest. So let's go. Ooh, apples. Picking some apples from the tree. You're so blessed to have so many apples. Have enough to share with family and friends. Thank you for sharing those apples by giving you another tree to plant in your orchard. And that tree grows big and tall right before your eyes. It gets so big and tall. And that tree is just so fortunate to have you as the gardener, breaking up those leaves, providing compost so you can go pick the luscious pears. Because while you get so many, you have to share them with your families and friends. And again, they feel so blessed that they thank you by bringing you another tree to plant in your orchard. I think sometimes they bring you more trees because they have cravings. All right, and this tree also grows big and tall in your orchard. And as that orchard is so full of trees, happily tend them and take care of them. Because you love to go out and pick ripe, juicy peaches. Oh, to share those peaches with family and friends and enjoy them yourself is so rewarding. You graciously say thank you and accept another tree as a thank you gift. So you plant that tree and watch it grow big and tall in your orchard, growing so tall. You take care of those leaves, feeling very fortunate. You go out and pick from that tree to find cherries. You're going to share a bountiful supply of cherries with families and friends. Can't wait to see all the things they turned into. And of course, they also are saying thank you by giving you another tree to plant in your orchard. That tree is going to grow big and tall magically right before your eyes. You are going to tend the leaves and hug the tree and care for it. As you go out, you want to pick wonderful hazelnuts or filberts. The family was hoping they'd get some nuts this season, and they do. They get a bounty of nuts. So much so, they want to say thank you and give you another tree to plant in your orchard. And that tree also, it's huge right before your eyes. And you take good care of that tree also, because when you go out, you see it's ready to harvest. This time it's walnuts, a bunch of walnuts that you happily share with family and friends who are so pleased and thank you with another tree. This tree, though, we'll have to wait to find out what it turns into next week. But let's go ahead and continue some of those motions. Let's pick up our chi, that energy we store. It comes from our core, so we're going to hold on to that. And we're going to start twisting to the side. Just a little warm up here. If we were in class, we'd be showing it off to each other. Alrighty. Let's start rotating it. So we carry it in our hand one direction. We carry it in the opposite hand on the way back. Just carrying it back and forth, back and forth. When we get to this side, our top hand is going to drop past that bottom hand, brush across the knees. You're going to lift a handful of horsehair and stretch across with a brush to brush it out. We picked up another handful of horsehair on the other side, and we're reaching across to brush it out. Reaching up and over, brushing out. Reaching up, over, brushing out. Very good. This time when the hand comes over, we're going to do something a little different. So we're going to turn both hands upside down. We're going to pull them back towards ourselves like you're pulling a sheet up to your neck. But then you're going to push it away. Bring it up. Tucking yourself in. Pushing it away. Bring up. Push away. All right, we're going to bring it up. This time we're going to turn ourselves first forwards, and we're going to rotate to the side. That same motion, opposite sides. So we're tucked away. We're going to push the blankets off, bring them up over us, push them back off. Up, push, up, and push. Good job. Let's do one more if you can. Bring those hands back over. Put them on our laps. Good job. All right, before we end chair chi every day, we do a little cool down in the form of a self massage. We want to stimulate the circulation that has been going on by moving our bodies all the way out to our skin. So important. Overall health care. And then we wrap up with some deep breathing. So start at our heads, and you can knead with your fingers, you can pat, you can rub, whichever feels good to you. I change it up as I go. So I like to do a little finger kneading on my head. The study of phrenology. Do these lumps and bumps mean anything? And come down to your forehead. That's where I start sweeping motion. Feels really good and relaxing to me. Kind of like I'm at the spa. This is probably my favorite part. Clearing my nasal passages. Releasing the tension that I hold between my eyes. Brushing it away. Come from the jaw up to the cheeks. And base of the neck up to our chin. Along our collarbone. And then we repeat a stretch from the beginning of class, coming across our body. This time, instead of patting yourself on the shoulder, you can get back there with your fingers and rub any knots out that you might have. Sometimes mine have the names of family members, but I won't tell you who they are. Then we come down the outside of our arm and up the inside of our arm. Very good. And of course, we have more than one arm, so you've got to do the other side. And just getting any of those knots out. A little de-stressing of the shoulder. Working your way down the outside of the arm. And back up. Back to that collarbone. Working our way down to our tummy, our intestines. They're important. We don't like to think about them that much, but sometimes we make them mad. They let us know that they're still there, right? So we get to our leg. We're working down the outside of our leg. And back up to the inside. Down the outside. Up the inside. You can spend a little extra moment on your knees. They do a lot of work for you. Bring that right leg back in, stretch the left leg out. Once again, 2 rotations. TLC on the knee. Feet back in. As I said, and close with breathing. So we're going to do some whole breaths, 3 whole breaths like we did at the beginning. Then we're going to change it up a little bit and do some controlled breathing. So we're going to fill our lungs in 3 increments, let them out, and we'll switch and we'll do some fill our lungs real deep and let it out in 3 increments, just to kind of exercise our lungs, if you will. So deep breath in, out. Now remember, make sure you get your lungs really full. Fill it all the way, pushing on your abdomen. Now we're going to do 3 breaths to fill our lungs. And out. All right, to change that up, we're going to take a deep breath in and then let it out in 3 increments. normal breath. All right, everyone, that is a wrap on this class today. I hope you guys have a really blessed rest of your Tuesday. We're almost at the end of August. September's already here almost. I can't hardly believe it. I do have an idea I might throw out in the newsletter, get some permissions. I know some of our class members don't have access to the internet, so I might be trying to make it possible for them to view this material in another format. I'll keep you guys tuned. You guys are the first to hear it though. I'm wishing you all the best. Hope to have the newsletter finished this week. Just need some last minute information for a September activity. Otherwise, I will see you virtually soon, I hope, in one of our other programs. We do have an art demo later today. Hopefully you'll join us then. See you later from the Lebanon Senior Center. Bye-bye.